President Trump is someone who values loyalty, and one beneficiary of his enthusiasm for that loyalty is Senator Lindsey Graham, a longtime Trump ally. Now, President Trump had this recently to say about the Carolinian. Senator Lindsey Graham is working incredibly hard for the people of South Carolina, a state I love and won big in 2016, 2020, and 2024. Lindsey has been a wonderful friend to me and always has been there when I needed him. Senator Lindsey Graham has my complete and total endorsement for re-election. He will not let you down. Everyone in South Carolina should help Lindsey have a big win next year.
But Trump received some unusual backlash for this endorsement. Retired Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who very briefly served as National Security Advisor during Trump's first term, wrote on Truth Social, "Not someone I can get behind. I'll go to the gates with you, but I won't take one step forward with him."
Conservative commentator Sean Farash tweeted, "Sorry, I am not with Trump at all on this one, not one bit." And town hall columnist Scott Moorfield also chimed in, writing, "Trump endorsing Lindsey Graham in a state where an eggplant with an R beside their name would win, with the promise that he will not let us down, no less, while at the same time castigating real non-rhino conservatives like Chip Roy, Bob Good, and Thomas Massie, just shows that while we appreciate how he's running the country, his endorsements should be taken with a heavy grain of salt." So Lindsey Graham, yes, is someone who has a more than an alliance, a friendship with Donald Trump, and so I'm not surprised at all that Donald Trump has endorsed him. But Lindsey Graham is not popular with some in the MAGA base because he is much more of a pro-military intervention, neoconservative. He wants he's advocating for a greater military conflict with Iran. That's how when he ran against Trump. Remember, he was one of those 8 million Republican figures back in 2016.
They had some not so kind words for each other.
Yes, and it was about how
now.
Trump could not be trusted on foreign policy.
Yeah.
That was the thrust of his criticism. And people like the tweets we just read, they remember that.
Yeah.
So I think it's exactly as Scott Moorfield put it. MAGA is with Trump totally, completely, utterly. That doesn't mean there aren't disagreements over personalities, mentioning people Trump has targeted like Chip Roy and Thomas Massie in the past, who are principled America First conservatives who Trump has been frustrated with, even though they're 98% in support of his agenda. In fact, they're so in support of his agenda, they think sometimes he has surrounded himself with people who are not on board the agenda. It's about being America First. Is Lindsey Graham America First? I think you could certainly get a candidate in South Carolina who's even more America First and would make MAGA happier, but I don't really see a challenge to Lindsey Graham, given that he does have Trump support.
Well, and he strikes me as more of like a fair weather fan, depending on what season Trump is in. We saw after the January 6th riot, that emotional public display from Lindsey Graham really saying that, this wasn't the direction of the country, so to speak. And so we saw him going against Trump. But then when it seems that Trump seems to come out on top, there you have Lindsey Graham right there, ready to kind of cash in on that. So I think Trump knows that. And I don't think that they're probably besties. I don't think that they're friends. I think they leverage each other. When
they are kind of friends.
You think so? Well,
they're kind of besties now.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I will say that maybe now, but it's so quick to change depending on if Trump is on top. Mm-hmm. If once Trump wins things, you see Lindsey Graham right there. Mm-hmm. But and that's why I can see how some on the right would say we don't trust him, because we don't know. There was name calling that happened in 2016. Trump was calling him an idiot, and he was calling him something else that I won't say on air here. But he was.
Well, yeah, Marco Rubio did that. His own vice president said he was a fascist or something. Like it's done.
Senator John McCain. So yes, you go.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you look at their history, it's a quite dysfunctional. If you were looking at it from a friendship. Like, that's a dysfunctional friendship.
Well, sometimes you can have dysfunctional friendships.
Do you have dysfunctional friendships, Robby?
No.
Robbie, come on.
Well,
come on. You don't need dysfunctional friendships.
You can have arguments with friends and things, but,
yeah.
It comes
but
and goes.
But you know what? If you have enough arguments, and if they dig deep too much, you're going to say, you're still cool. You're invited maybe to the barbecue, but maybe you just stay for a little bit.
I'm used to having lots of arguments on the show with people I otherwise like and respect in real life, so par for
That's
the course for
different.
me, I guess.
That's different when you're a politician,
Yeah.
though. Come on, and you're Trump, Lindsey Graham. I think that they just leverage each other. They leverage the friendship for what it is, and they understand politics.
Yeah.
That would be my take.
Trump's absolute bestie is Elon Musk, so there's no room.
For now,
that's the
and
best friend.
For now,
forever.
I disagree. I think
Forever.
that I think that by the end of this year, we're gonna see a tide turn.
I don't think they can be broken apart.
I don't know.
I think they have something really special.
Really. Okay.
We have more to come on Rising today. Please stay with us.